when you go out and reach out to these different districts, how much of a range is there as far as where these districts are in the technology integration? Is it as far as you think people would expect? Is it wider? Is it narrower?
I think the larger gap is cultural. I think we have done an exceptional job in North Carolina connecting all of the schools to a strong fiber optic broadband network. So they have capabilities at their local schoolhouse statewide. The problem, though, is you have cultural gaps on embracing technology or embracing progress or change. You also have political will gaps. Some people believe that the face-to-face teaching environment and the teachers they've had in the community for many years are the only way you should learn, or the only delivery system. So we have to go in a lot of times and sort of demystify online learning and sort of say we can be a part of what you do. So I see more in the sense of cultural gaps, leadership gaps, than I do in technology gaps.
What you say demystify? What are the myths that are there? What are the common misconceptions?
I think folks initially think it's impersonal. I think they think that the technology somehow is gimmicky or based on gadgets versus real teaching and learning. I think there's perceptions at times that it's a job taker, or maybe that it will replace teachers.
Okay.
So we have to work with them with where they are in those perceptions a lot of times, and explain other peer districts, just as you mentioned, that are in different areas that look just like them, but are doing interesting things around technology integration.
How do you address, with educators, to get them to really do this not just as a way to cut costs, not just as a way to fill a requirement, to get them to really think about it critically rather than, we can do this without the cost of a teacher, without the cost of, and when they're being pressed more and more to look for ways to meet that bottom line?
Well, we've really tried to distill this down to 3 core questions. Why should you do this? What does it look like? And how do you do it? So we spend a lot of time on the why. We expose them to the many opportunities that are in the President's plan, the many opportunities that are just from a moral justice standpoint, the right thing to do, to provide access to college-ready courses, AP courses, no matter what zip code you're in.
Right.
So when you start with the fundamental premise that this is a why behind kids needing these opportunities, it's hard to debate that. In terms of what, once they're convinced that there's a real need for the why, you've got to show them what it looks like. And then I think on the how, when they get to the how, they've already convinced themselves that this is the right way to go. But for us, a common how, a key how, is always scheduling, because so many of the barriers to online learning are wrapped up in the traditional scheduling matrix. Does it have to be only offered during a day? Can they take it off-site or off-time? So we expose them to models to do that.
Okay.